Welcome to Talk Formula One. We had a very exciting race weekend, contrary to my belief. Welcome, OBJ. OBJ?
Yes, sir. Dele, happy to be here as always. The race was exciting, full of drama.
So let's kick it off with quali. What did you think about quali?
Gosh, honestly, I have to mention George Russell getting it into the top 10 shootout for me. I think was worthy of mention. It was good. And what's happening with Mercedes 4 and 5? I don't know. How do you read that? And of course, our friend Lando Norris, you know, he just missed pole position. He should have been on pole. It would have been absolutely amazing, but he missed it. What's your take?
Oh, well, I guess at this point in the game, you can say the Red Bull team seemed to be running away with it, but hopefully Mercedes will bounce back, you know.
It's a freight train.
But I guess we can just jump into the race now.
I think we can. But before we do that, I think we should give a lot of credit to Vettel, you know, and he's becoming rather consistent and rather predictable now. So well done, Vettel, for quality. So yeah, straight to the race, Dele, straight to the race.
Right. What did you think about the race?
Oh God, I was excited. I was deflated. I mean, I think the overtake by Lewis when he took on Lando was he waited. I don't know why he felt the need to say, I need more power. I mean, did he tell me? Does he? I mean, is Mercedes turning down the power output on these cars? Because Lando and Mercedes, they're both running, I don't know, is Lando running a Skoda engine here? Or is he running a Mercedes engine? I mean, what's going on there?
Well, it would be nice if you had a link to Toto and you could ask him directly. For now, all we can do is just go by what we see. But that aside, there was a lot of action on the track, you know. Some really, really, really daredevil overtakes.
Oh my God! And the penalties, you have to mention those penalties. The first penalty, I think, was very harsh. I almost wanted to say it looks to me like Lando was targeted. I mean, what's your take on that? I mean, that pushing Perez off the track.
I would have to agree with you that I feel that was a bit harsh on Lando. I believe that it was down to Perez to back out of the overtake because he didn't have enough of his car ahead of Lando to want to, you know, take the line. So I thought the stewards got that completely wrong, but we are not the stewards.
They got it totally wrong. I think we are on the same page with that. We've even a lot of the commentators were up. They were amazed. They wondered, are we going to ban wheel-to-wheel racing here, or what are we actually trying to achieve? So it was a wrong call, and I think they really need to. And they might have robbed Lando, you know, the number 2 spot. You know, I take the view that they did. What I find most interesting about that overtake, is that when Lando passed Lewis, he says, "You're on fire, mate." You know, he said the red brakes were cooking. So what's happening with Mercedes? Why is Lewis Hamilton's brake on fire? Like, you know, like you've got the brake caliper seized or something. I mean, I don't know. I mean, again, do we need to be inviting Toto to this show, Dele?
Well, maybe Lewis just drives his car that extra hard. You never know. But I guess I'll have to back off from my conspiracy theories right now.
This time around, yeah.
But, you know, going back to the overtakes and people being pushed off the track, it was very interesting to see that Perez himself practically ran Leclerc off the track twice, not just once, twice. And in those incidences, you know, Perez is a man who I'm really impressed with, and you know, I love the guy. But I kind of like thought it was what's the word I'm looking for? Hypocritical of him you know, not backed out of his overtake of Lando, and then subsequently, and this time, in my opinion, he was guilty in both incidences of running Leclerc off the track.
Absolutely. I mean, the
penalties he got, you know, he deserved them. But you know, I'd like the drivers to, you know, be a bit more circumspect of racing hard, but being fair when they do so.
Being fair. I mean, the first one, he deliberately ran him wide. It was a deliberate run wide. First one, it was either you back off or I'm gonna hit you, and you know. So yeah, you're absolutely right. The guy was he got a taste of his own medicine twice.
Oh well. Towards the end of it all, something really crazy happened. You know, I don't know if you know the incident I'm speaking of. My man Kimi was involved again in another incident, and I don't want to have a go at Kimi, because Kimi. You know, Kimi has been one of the racers that I've admired over the years. But, you know, what's happening? Was his anticipation wrong or what?
No, I think he misjudged. He misjudged the line that Vettel was going to take. Yeah, I think he misjudged it. But what came to mind briefly was that, you know, maybe he had it in him all these years that when he denied him the top spot when they were both at Ferrari, and he thought, you know what, gotta play second fiddle, payback time.
Yeah, surely not. Surely not. Well, but what can I say?
Yes, so true, so true. You know, yeah, it was a good race. The Mercedes, you'll have to excuse my dog. He's a bit poppish, I'd say. He loves Formula One as well. He nearly killed himself yesterday, apparently. So yeah, it's the switch between Bottas and Mercedes. I mean, and Lewis Hamilton. Sorry, I think it was the right thing to do. We really need to investigate what's going on with Lewis's car. It's beginning to become unpredictable, Dele. If you remember the good old Nico days when Nico won championship, when we could almost predict something would happen to Lewis's car.
Oh, well, there you go again, OBJ. You need to calm down. Calm down. But what can I say? Having said that, comparison between the McLaren boys, because Ricciardo seems to be able to have a good drive on race day, but he's not quite getting quali right. Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, race day and quali for me, you know, it's not. I mean, it's about car and machine, and both being in one accord have been absolutely seamless. Ricardo, right now, we do not have that seamless transition or harmony between car and machine. That's what I can put there, because he has been quite inconsistent. I mean, is what I would say. He's a good racer. We know he's a good racer. We know he can deliver, but he's just not doing it consistently.
Oh. Well, I guess there's not much more else to say apart from, believe it or not, it broke my heart when, unfortunately, Russell was unable to hold on to the last spot for Williams.
It was, yeah.
I didn't envy his task of having to fend off Alonso. I knew at some point in time Alonso would get by, but I was just willing him to that line.
We were hopeful. Yeah, we were hopeful. I was hopeful for him. I think he's aiming for the Mercedes drive, and that would have helped. Bottas gaining number 2, not that it was deserved, would have helped Bottas to retain his. I mean, what Toto said before the race, a couple of days prior to that we have to see the next 2 races how Bottas performs, wasn't helpful for Bottas. But he might have given him the added energy to make sure he got onto the podium, on Sunday. I mean, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, I know you're passionate about the Mercedes team. Right now, my mind is blank when it comes to the Mercedes team because, quite frankly, short of, using a better phrase, I smell a rat.
How about if I said I smell a rat and a fish? How about that?
Well, but the season is still long enough for, all sorts of things to happen. Anyhow, I guess we'll wrap it up and wait till Silverstone.
Yeah.
Maybe the Silver Arrows just might do something at Silverstone. Who knows?
Maybe they're saving up all for Silverstone. We'll have to see.
Well, folks, you've heard it from the man OBJ. From myself, keep it locked here. Do give us your comments. We'd love to hear comments from you guys. Subscribe if you haven't done yet. And let's talk Formula One. From OBJ.
Thank you, folks. Let's talk Formula One as always. Final thoughts from me is we've got to celebrate Lewis Hamilton's extension, another 2 years. And so we'll see you at the party. Take care.
Take care.